In the shadows, where danger lurks, the love of James in Too Deep burns as an eternal flame. Can they overcome every challenge to protect their everlasting bond? Discover this emotional tale of unwavering loyalty and steadfast faith. After John, a dangerous enemy, is apprehended, James and Too Deep reclaim peace. But a new challenge arises when Trang, a young woman at James's company, confesses her love for him. Captivated by his talent and heart, Trang hopes to win his affection. However, James gently but firmly rejects her, affirming that his heart belongs solely to Too Deep. His rejection, though disappointing to Trang, underscores his absolute fidelity. When Too Deep learns of this, she cherishes their resilient love even more. During the dark days confronting John, James was her unwavering protector, shielding her from harm. Their love is not mere emotion but a partnership forged through shared struggles and unbreakable trust. Though shadows persist, with John's vengeful father, Mr. Hong, plotting against them, James and Too Deep grow closer, becoming allies and pillars of strength. Hand in hand, they face the future, ready to conquer any obstacle, their path filled with hope. Follow our channel to stay updated on heartfelt love stories and meaningful journeys. Subscribe now to explore more inspiring tales. The days following John's arrest cloaked the city in a gentle veil of tranquility, as if a new light had dawned. The once bustling streets now carried a serene hush, mirroring the collective sigh of relief shared by James and Too Deep. Their small apartment, once a battleground of tense arguments and desperate strategies to counter John's schemes, transformed into a warm haven bathed in sunlight. Each morning, Too Deep awoke beside James, watching him read the newspaper with quiet focus or meticulously brew coffee in their cozy kitchen, her heart swelling with gratitude. They had endured the darkest months, when John's shadow loomed like a relentless nightmare, threatening to shatter their hopes for a peaceful life. James, with his calm demeanor and piercing eyes, retained the sharp decisiveness of a gifted leader. He was not only a successful entrepreneur but also an inspiration, always knowing how to guide his team through adversity. His company, shaken by the turmoil caused by John, was steadily regaining its prominence in the market. New projects were launched, major contracts were secured, and the team welcomed fresh talent, including Trang, a young woman brimming with talent and enthusiasm. Trang quickly became a standout, blending seamlessly into the workplace and infusing the office with vibrant energy. She frequently sought out James, not just to discuss work but to share creative ideas or engage in casual conversation. Her confidence, radiant smile, and professional demeanor drew attention from colleagues, but to James, she was simply a promising team member, nothing more. Too Deep, though not employed at James's company, often visited to pick him up after long workdays. She cherished watching him in his element, navigating complex situations with poise and leading his team with dedication and foresight. These moments filled her with pride, but deep within, a faint unease lingered. John's arrest had brought relief, but the memories of those harrowing days, threatening messages, sleepless nights, and brushes with danger orchestrated by John and his operatives remained vivid. The scars of fear and uncertainty were not easily erased. She wondered if this newfound peace was truly permanent or merely a fleeting pause before another storm. Yet, each time she met James's gaze, she found solace. He was her rock, the one who made her believe they could face any challenge as long as they had each other. One afternoon, as the sunset cast a golden glow over the city, bathing the towering buildings in warm light, Trang asked James to stay behind after work. The office was nearly deserted, illuminated only by the soft glow of desk lamps and the faint hum of the air conditioning. Standing before him, her hands clasped tightly, Trang's eyes sparkled with a mix of excitement and apprehension. She took a deep breath, as if summoning all her courage, and began, "James, I need to tell you something." Her voice trembled slightly but carried resolve. James smiled gently, assuming she wanted to discuss a new project or a work-related issue. He waited patiently, his expression open but neutral. But her next words caught him off guard. "I like you. I have for a long time. You're not just my boss, you're the most incredible man I've ever met. I want to be someone special in your life." The air seemed to freeze. James looked at Trang, his gaze kind but resolute. He paused briefly, choosing his words with care to avoid hurting her. "Trang, I'm deeply honored by your feelings, and I appreciate your honesty," he said softly. "But my heart belongs to Too Deep. She's my everything, and that will never change." His rejection was gentle but unequivocal, closing the door on any hope. Trang stood motionless, her eyes reflecting a pang of regret. She nodded, forcing a strained smile to mask her disappointment. "I understand. Thank you for being upfront," she said quietly, her voice barely above a whisper. Then she turned and left, her slender figure disappearing through the office door. James watched her go, his heart steadfast. He knew exactly what he wanted: a life with Too Deep, the woman who had stood by him through the bleakest days, from John's malicious plots to moments when escape seemed impossible. That night, as he returned to their apartment, James held Too Deep tightly, as if to reaffirm that she was the only one in his heart. He didn't mention Trang's confession, not out of secrecy, but because he knew their love was strong enough to weather any challenge, no matter how small. News of James's rejection of Trang spread swiftly through the company, like a breeze rustling through the office corridors. Though no one dared bring it up in Too Deep's presence, she caught wind of it through curious glances and overheard whispers during her visits. At first, a flicker of jealousy stirred within her, a sharp pang that made her heart ache. She wondered if she was being overly sensitive or if Trang's youth, intelligence, and dynamism could, even fleetingly, sway James. but one look into his eyes to spell all doubts. He didn't need lengthy explanations or grandiose vows. A gentle squeeze of her hand, a warm smile, and Too Deep knew his heart was hers, unwavering and true. That evening, as they sat on their apartment's balcony, watching the city dissolve into a sea of twinkling neon lights, Too Deep spoke softly, "You turned Trang down, didn't you?" Her voice was gentle, free of reproach, merely seeking confirmation of what she already felt. James nodded, his gaze never leaving her. "I didn't want you to worry. To me, no one could ever replace you, Too Deep. Not now, not ever." She smiled, a wave of happiness surging within her like waves crashing against the shore. She leaned against his shoulder, his warmth banishing any lingering unease. In that moment, memories of their battles against John flooded back, the sleepless nights, the perilous plans, and the moments when hope seemed lost. James had always been her shield, standing firm against every threat. Their love was not built on fleeting romance, moonlit dates, or sweet promises alone. It was forged in the crucible of hardship, tempered by sacrifice and absolute trust. Too Deep recalled the time John targeted her, sending chilling messages that kept her in constant fear. Those threats weren't aimed solely at her but at James too, yet he never let her feel alone. He stayed by her side, devising ways to keep her safe, even if it meant putting himself in harm's way. "As long as you're safe, I'd do anything," he had told her. Those words were not empty, they were proven through his actions, the nights he stayed awake to keep watch, the times he confronted John's men to protect her. His presence in those perilous moments gave Too Deep the strength to push through her fear, to believe that even if the world crumbled, they would still have each other. But those days were not just about fear and danger. They were also moments when their love was tested and affirmed. Too Deep remembered one night, hiding in a safe house to evade John's pursuit. Under the dim glow of an oil lamp, James had held her hand and whispered, "We'll get through this, as long as you still trust me." Those simple yet powerful words became a beacon, warming her heart in the darkest hours. That trust not only helped them survive but made them stronger, more united. Now, with John behind bars, they could savor rare moments of peace. But Too Deep knew life was never free of challenges. She and James had learned to face them not as individuals but as a united front. They were more than lovers, they were allies, inseparable partners. Their love was like a flame, growing brighter with every storm it endured. One weekend morning, James surprised Too Deep with a trip to a riverside park. Holding her hand, he led her along tree-lined paths, where sunlight filtered through leaves, casting shimmering patterns on the ground. The air was fresh, filled with the scent of grass and the sound of birdsong, transporting them back to carefree days. James paused by a stone bench, looking at Too Deep with eyes full of love. "You know," he said, his voice warm, "I've always dreamed of a day when we can live without fear. Just you and me, chasing our dreams together." Too Deep smiled, resting her head on his shoulder. She felt the steady rhythm of his heartbeat and knew that with James by her side, no future challenge could make her afraid. In the months that followed, James and Too Deep's bond deepened, like two perfectly matched pieces of a puzzle. James's company entered a phase of remarkable growth, with new projects gaining momentum and international contracts opening doors to global markets. His strategic vision and resolute leadership inspired not only his team but also partners and clients. He began planning to expand the company's reach, aiming to elevate its status not just domestically but worldwide. Yet, he didn't pursue this ambition alone. Too Deep, with her intelligence and keen insight, offered invaluable perspectives, helping him view challenges from new angles and turning his bold ideas into reality. Meanwhile, Too Deep embarked on a deeply personal project, a book chronicling their journey, from the harrowing days facing John to the moments they found light in the darkness. She didn't want their story to remain a private memory but hoped it would inspire others. She aimed to convey that love and trust could overcome any obstacle, that no matter how daunting life became, there was always a path to hope. Too Deep spent hours writing, carefully choosing each word, each sentence, as if every page were a piece of her heart. But peace was fleeting. A new threat emerged, not from John, but from his father, Mr. Hong, a powerful, wealthy man consumed by vengeance. Unable to accept his only son's imprisonment, Hong vowed to make James and Too Deep pay. To him, they were not just adversaries but the ones who had destroyed his family. With his extensive network and vast resources, he launched a sophisticated campaign against them. Malicious rumors about James's company spread, from sensationalized news articles to whispers in business circles, causing key partners to waver. Major contracts faced delays, and financial pressures began to mount. But the attacks went beyond business. Anonymous threatening calls came in the dead of night, their cold voices mentioning Too Deep's name, sending chills down her spine. One evening, an unmarked letter arrived at their apartment, bearing a handwritten note, "You destroyed my son. Now it's your turn." Reading those words, Too Deep felt her heart constrict. She realized that while John was gone, his legacy of malice lived on through his cunning father. Yet, James and Too Deep were no longer easily shaken. The trials of the past, from John's schemes to near brushes with danger, had forged them into an unbreakable team. They held late-night strategy sessions in their apartment, papers, documents, and laptops strewn across the dining table, plotting their response to Hong's attacks. James, with his sharp analytical mind, dissected each move, from media smears to financial pressures. Too Deep, with her keen intuition, offered unique insights, helping him see the bigger picture. She was not just a supporter but a true partner, shaping their defense to safeguard their company and their lives. Once, when James worried about a major partner potentially pulling out, Too Deep suggested a bold approach, a face-to-face meeting to present the company's vision and commitment. The idea not only salvaged the contract but strengthened the partners' trust in James. Their unity not only fortified their resolve but also inspired their employees. In the face of mounting pressure from Hong, James and Too Deep remained optimistic. They held team meetings, sharing plans and rallying everyone, turning adversity into an opportunity for solidarity and growth. Gradually, the company not only withstood the attacks but emerged stronger, with new projects launched and loyal partners standing firm. One night, as they worked late, the glow of a desk lamp illuminated Two Deep's focused face. James paused, looking at her with eyes brimming with love. "You know," he said, his voice steady, "no matter what Hong or anyone else throws at us, I feel like the luckiest man alive. Because I have you." Two Deep squeezed his hand, her smile radiant. His words fueled her strength, like a gust fanning a flame. They weren't just fighting for the company but for their shared dream, a life of freedom, happiness, and purpose. In the tensest moments, they found solace in each other, like two flames merging, unyielding to any force. As the new year dawned, James and Two Deep stood atop a hill, gazing at the city's twinkling lights. A cold breeze swept past, but the warmth of their clasped hands anchored them. Though Hong's schemes loomed, they believed that with love and trust, nothing was impossible. The road ahead might be fraught with thorns, but for James and Two Deep, it was a journey worth embracing, each step a testament to their enduring strength and love. The story of James and Two Deep is a vivid testament to the power erstwhile. Their love transcends fleeting passion, forged through relentless trials, from John's threats to his vengeful father, Mr. Hong. James's rejection of Trang reveals a steadfast heart, while Two Deep's trust anchors their unbreakable relationship. They are not merely lovers but allies, facing dangers together and building a shared future. This tale inspires with its message that true love is sacrifice, unity, and unwavering faith. Despite conspiracies and challenges, their partnership proves that with each other, any hardship can be overcome. James and Two Deep's journey reminds us that love, nurtured by trust and resilience, is a guiding light through the darkest times, offering hope and strength to press forward.